Alrighty guys, welcome back to part 2 now. Yep, still raining. Still cold and crappy. Everything else. So I think it's been about an hour later or so or something, because I heard the siren ringing, so I know that dinner time has come. Cold. But we are done. I hung it. I hung the hose reel thing here. I have not hung this cord yet. I'm not going to, because you know it's raining cold. So that'll wait for another day. I do have a little bit of bad news, and I'm a little bit concerned, but what can I do? Well, I had to take one of the quick couplers off, which is one of these, dewey's here. It's just a quick attach kind of dewey. See, just a quick attach. Okay, well, I had noticed that there is some rust in there, or some rust, well I guess rust, yeah, pretty much, it's starting to turn rusty. So, that's got me a little bit concerned that maybe there's possibly some water in the tank, I don't know. Didn't really want to pump that through all my new stuff here, but kind of had to. So, I think when we get a nicer day out, I'm going to unhook everything and take the drain plug thing out again and stab it with the screwdriver. I'm not going to do it today. I already did enough for today. So, but I had to take I had to get one hole started for this, because it takes four screws or 4 bolts, however you want to do it, to hang the thing. So I got one started and I cranked it way in there, got it tight so it would stay level, And then I marked it with these markers once I got it lined up good enough. So all 4 are in there good enough that they'll hold. This thing's got its ups and its downs, some negative and some positive good things. I'll show you here. This is where she's mounted. No hose on the floor anymore, and of course it's made by Reelworks there. This is the cheapest one. I think that I paid $20 or $30 for this thing. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it was cheap. But it's good quality, good thick steel and everything on it. I'm happy with that. There's most of it's positive. I don't really think I needed this swivel thing. But I guess it helps because the hose is, this is the new hose that I bought here, this 3-foot. It's actually it's perfect actually. I had to put a quick coupler down there, for this. It's permanent here, but it's quick attach there. So if I had to, I could leave this behind and just take the air compressor if I had a hose somewhere else. I plan on buying another hose reel from Reelworks, but it's going to already have a hose and everything on there for me. This one didn't have a hose. This is the original hose. This is the hose that I bought a while back. As you can see, it's already dirty and used up now. The other one I'm going to buy, I think it's like $70 or $80. It's still a 50-foot 3/8 hose. So that one, the new one's going to go up in the garage there. I was actually thinking about putting this one there. But I don't know. I don't really want to deal with it again, so I might just end up leaving this one. I might have to modify this one. I'm having some minor problems with it. I'm not super crazy for. But I need to get the right kind of drill bits. The only problem is that when you slack hose, or when you put hose in here, it gets nice and loose. It has a problem. Sometimes it'll kind of go over the edge, like that. I've seen how it's all loose there at the bottom. So that's what happens. It comes out. So this thing's going to have to get modified. I think what I'm going to do is, if someone could find, I have drill bits for my drill, but they're not for thick steel, or they're not for hard steel like this is. They're only meant for soft metal or soft steel. If somebody could find me some bits or a set of bits that'll go through steel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill holes through each one, all of them, and I'm going to find long bolts, and I'm going to put some skinny. I don't think it matters what size bits or bolts I put through there. Just as long as it keeps the hose from falling out. That's really the only thing I could do. The bolts I got now are way too thick and they're way too big. They're long, but you see, these are definitely terribly too long. You see, but you see what what I mean. You drill a hole, small bolt. Doesn't have to be a thick thing like this, and then just put that'll keep the hose in. That'll probably add a little bit of weight. Well, if you use skinny bolts, it won't add much weight. That's really the only thing I could do to get rid of that problem. Would be to drill through it, and then put long bolts through it, and then a nut on the other side, of course. That's the only thing I could do. Now it is manual. You gotta reel it in by hand, which is fine. Back here I don't think I need anything special. But another problem: the handle. The handle. I can't even see my lens if I do it like that. It hits this thing. It hits the bracket. It hits this thing here. So it'll eventually hear that. There's not much more I could do to that. I think the bracket could have been bent out a little more. So that's what it's doing. Hear it hitting. So that's what it's doing. Ah, you son of a bitch. Come on, stay in there. Okay, let me pull my hose tight again. This is what I gotta do to keep it. I tried to put it on there, as best I could, but I try to pull it tight too. But you don't want to pull it too tight that you break your hose, right? And plus, if you're gonna keep, reeling it in and out all the time, it's gonna get loose anyway. But just so it kind of stays, I can tell this thing's kind of. This one's bent a little bit. One of these dudes is kind of bent, but I guess it's all right. This guy seems to be bent just a hair. I'm not gonna worry about it. So I hope my hose is in there good enough. You guys can see it in there. Yeah. I don't know how far it was supposed to go in there, but I got in there as far as I could. So, but that should be good. I'm going to test it for a couple of months throughout the summer, I guess, or whatever. I know this thing is only rated for 100 psi. I'm not going to go any more than that anyway. You're lucky if 90. And the hose, of course, is rated for, I think they say 250, but I think it's really 350 or 300 psi. It'll never get even close to 100 probably. If I do have to go over 100 psi for some stupid reason, then I'll just put another hose reel out here. That's one that's rated for more psi, but for what I plan on running, I think 100 would be enough. Most of my stuff only takes 90 psi and under to run, so. Well, the impact gun and that new cutter wheel thing, the 3-inch cutoff tool, that requires 90 psi. But the CMS or whatever the hell they are, they're kind of high, and I don't think this old guy here can really puke out that much. So this guy kind of lacks a little bit of power for that. Once again, I had a hard time starting him again. I actually ran a little bit of air through it just to test to make sure I didn't have any leaks, and I'm not leaking anywhere. I did put tape on them, but I don't know if the tape did any good for one of them, but it should work. I seem happy with it. I'm liking that, I got my hose off the floor. It looks neater. It actually starting to look more like a shop. Man, it's fucking cold out. And if you stand back from a distance, You know, yeah, it looks kind of like a, you know, look at the rain. Unbelievable. But, yeah, I'm happy with that. Not too crazy, I guess, for this being like the way it is. But I guess I could have gotten like a 6 foot, and I could have just, you know, routed it. But, I think we'll be okay with that. Yeah, yesterday I think it got, either yesterday or the day before it got 70 out. Today it's like probably 45, 50. And plus rain too, so that's nice. But yeah, so the only thing that's left now to do is to route this cord. But see, now that outlet out there is not working. So I could route that other line and leave it, but then that line will be slack all summer. So I don't know. I might not. Well, I don't know yet. I can't decide what to do because either way, I'm kind of screwed. Right now, I got that other. I had a yellow extension cord hanging there. I went and hooked them two together, just so I could get power back here. You guys will be seeing a video on that even before this one. But if I move this, if I put this line up, then that line will be dead for a while. Because I don't have. Really, I'm back to where I was. Really, because I don't that other outlet's not working for some reason. So I have to get that checked out, or it has to get checked out by a electrician or whatever. So it sucks, but I was just gonna plan on running my lights off that, and then the air compressor would be going off the garage. Because this guy takes a lot of power to start, and he won't start with these lights on. So I had to actually even unplug those lights to get this thing to start. And this thing hasn't ran in probably a couple of weeks. So, just, you know, plus it's been cold, warm and cold, so it's probably kind of hard on everything to, it just has to adjust a little bit. But in other words, I think I'm happy with this guy, with the whole reel thing. If it gets to be too much of a pain in the ass, then I'll have to swap it out with something else. But I think for now it'll be all right. Just as long as it keeps the hose off the floor, I think I'm all right with it. Yeah, I'll have to try to get a hold of a electrician pretty soon here, so I can get this lines going. Because I'm not going to be able to get anything else done now until I can get that outlet out there to work. So, if she don't want to work, then, well, if I get an electrician down here, then it'll work, but right now it's dead. So, I don't know what the frick to do. I'm just going to have to, I guess, leave everything for now until I can get him down here and he can look at it. I'll just have him upgrade it. I could be running the air compressor off that too, but, you know, well, either way it would work. But I'm going to have him actually upgrade both of them. The one outside's got to be changed because that's like an indoor outlet. I don't know why it's like that, but I need to change that. It needs to be a waterproof one. It needs to be at least 30 amps. I don't know what it is now, but it was never really taking the load of anything. Get it to like a 30 amp. And then the one in the garage, that's got to get changed over to be upgraded to at least a 30 amp. And then you guys have to help me find and like an extension cord that'll take the load of a welder, so I can run it out here. I'll have him put, you know, another thing out there for the welder. Have it on its own separate thingy, and then you guys can just, I guess, find me an extension cord, and then we should be good. But I'm not gonna have him come down here because I want him to do all that at once. So I need you guys. Of course, there's already a video coming up about that, but you guys have to help me find something. And then I'm sure they make something, but if they don't, then I'll just have to have them put something back here, then have him rig up something for, got a worm in here. Have him rig out a power line to go back here. And then I'll just, even though I still got that one fixed, then I can just double up on some lights or something if I had to or something. I don't know. Don't really have to, but. So, and then the shop should be pretty much ready to go, really. Don't really need to go in. I don't think I really got to do anything else. So, yeah. I mean, I think I got everything pretty much well done. I got a reel for the hose. Oh yeah, then I have to buy another one of these things again. That'll be for the air compressor. I think I'll just mount it there, or maybe even right there. I got plenty of cord, so I have to route that a little bit different too. Get that out of the way, and then that should be good. In other words, I think we should be good if we can get some more power put back here. Even though he will have it upgraded, I guess I just don't want to have too many things running on one outlet. So, plus, well, for the welder, it's going to be like an 80 amp, you know, and I don't really want, like, if I put an 80 amp on that outlet outside, I don't know if I would be able to run my lights and then the welder at the same time. That's why I figured I'll get them on separate things. Then we should be okay. So then I can really son of a bitch it. That's just the way I want to do it. Oh crap, cars. Freaking knobs, you know, that is Snoop. Yeah, I don't know who the hell that is. Minnesota though. So yeah, I'll leave it up to you guys to find me a an extension cord or whatever that will take the load of the welder. You know, it's got to be at least an 80 amp. You guys will hear that in the video. If you guys can do that, then I'm going to start working on buying the. I already bought some stuff for the welder, and I'm even probably going to have I guess like a surprise thing for what I'm going to buy for the welder. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's not gonna be anything special, but I figured, well, you know, have a little game, I guess, a little fun. If you guys find the extension cord, I'll call the electrician, have him do what, you know, let him do what he's got to do, and then if that's possible, if it's not possible for me to find an extension cord, then I can talk to the electrician, you know, and have him, I guess, route something out here. He can just bounce it right off the house. I'll even just tell him just to do it. He could do it the same way I'm doing it. Just come off the house. Go across the pine tree if he wants, like I'm doing. And then he can just screw it into a pole like I'm doing with mine if he really wants to be lazy about it. I mean, as long as it's good and hooked to the pole good enough, he can go through a tree like I'm doing with mine. I mean, if he wants to do stuff kind of the lazy way like I'm doing it, you know, well, that's the only way I can do it, because I ain't got big poles to hang them on or anything. Well, besides the pole light. So, thank God the pole light was there. I would be kind of sinking there, but yeah, if you guys can't find an extension cord, then I'll let him do it. But you know, I just think it would be cheaper if you guys could just find me a cord. Extension cord. I don't care how much they cost. Just find me something that's made for outdoor use, that can take a beating from Mother Nature and from the winter. You know, well, I won't be welding in the winter time, but you know, you still want it to be good enough, so you know, snow and ice won't hurt it. It's got to have the plugins at the tips, you know, so I could plug it into an outlet or something, you know, and then I'll route it back here, you know. So the same way as I did with all the other ones. That's really all one way I could do things. I think it'd be cheaper too, because you know, he'll charge me $100 an hour probably. You know, an extension cord, well, could be probably a couple $100, you know, since they're a bigger, heavier duty cord. I'm sure they're very spendy cords, but they probably do just fine. I don't want to use a 15 amp because I just don't want 15 amps on my welder. I want 80 amps. I want to get good power out of it. I plan on doing a lot of I'm going to do a lot of welding later on, but right now, no. I don't even think I'm probably not even going to weld this year like I was hoping to. It's still early on, but you know, if this, you know, with all these big medical bills and all this crap on top of that, and people not wanting to come, I've called people around here to come, have them actually put power in here, and they would never come back. So, well, there's one guy that didn't call for a few weeks, or probably even a month and a half, and then he calls at like 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, that was kind of disrespectful, I think. So, because I don't think there's anybody up at 7 a.m. unless you got, you know, the early. Well, there's some people up at 7 a.m., but we weren't. So, but since he didn't show up when I was expecting him to, you know, he said he was going to show up in a few days and do it. Never showed up. A month and a half later, you know. Well, he said that. I think he said he was going to come. He was going to call us and gave us pricing, I guess, or something. I don't know how the hell it went, but he didn't show up for a month and a half, and I got disgusted with it, and I said, "Fuck you." I called somebody else. They never called back, so it's hard for me to find somebody. I have to go further away, and of course, then it costs me more to go further away. But if that's what I got to do, then that's what I got to do. If I can charge them, if I can pay monthly payments, you know, of $100, $150, $200, then I'll do it. But you know, next month will be good. So because we're not gonna have taxes. So, but I think what I want to do, I want to do everything at once, but I can't. So, I think the best thing to do would be to get the power thing sorted out, get power back here, be done with it. Either by extension cord, if you guys can find me one, like I said earlier, or I'm going to have to call the electrician, and he'll just have to run his own line out here then. I don't have a problem running my lights off what I got, you know, going now. I don't have a problem with that. It's the welder. That's what I'm worried about. And then the plasma cutter. Well, the plasma cutter only takes like 20 amps, so I could probably... Well, I'm going to do that on the 80 amp extension cord if you happen to find one with the welder. I can just unplug the welder, and because I am going to get a plasma cutter too, but not right now. I think once we get the power thing sorted out, I think the next thing I'm going to buy would be, I was thinking about maybe buying the cart for the welder, that welding cart, kind of, you know, so you can put the welder on, and your helmet. I've got to work on a helmet too, but so it takes a lot. I don't know. Next month will be better. But I don't want to call him until I know what you guys say. If you guys can find me an extension cord, then we'll go that route. But if you guys can't, then I have to have him do it. He can just bounce it right off the house and bounce it back here. However he wants to route it. I guess if he even wants to go underground with it, he could too. But I think their cord here for the fiber optic wire that they put on the ground here now for my, you know, to run off the box to my house, so I can get cable and stuff. That kind of goes in their way. So I mean, they could route it however they want, as long as it's deep enough so where I can. Because honestly, I might be someday. I don't know, if I just throw some fertilizer on the lawn, it would look better. But I think I might end up, you know, disking it all up and reseeding it, because I have more weeds than actual grass, so I don't like it. So I might end up just disking it under and then be good with it and seed it. But I'm not going to do any of that until I get some equipment good enough. I just need to buy a disker and a seeder and a cultivator and a harrow, and we'll smooth it all out and crap like that. But oh well. I mean, we do have some good grass, but I would rather have more grass than weeds. Especially up along the house there, nothing but damn weeds. So, and I got to haul more dirt this year too, so I won't be, you know, doing anything with the lawn. Well, all besides mowing it and watering it, but because in the back here I need to dump dirt, so I need about 10 yards of that shit. So yeah, I do apologize for another long video. I know you guys don't like them super long, but you know, I try to keep them under 30 minutes. So yeah. And I actually made, I was doing this washing the tractor. I made a video on that, and I actually used the movie Live Maker thing, whatever the fuck it was called. It does pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. It seems to be doing what I wanted to do. I mean, I can shorten a song. I can 5 times it. I can go even faster than 5 times. I should have went a little faster because I had it under 5 times on this video that I made now, or the tractor video, and it doesn't seem like 5 times. I think it could have been a little quicker. But next time we'll get her a little better. Right now it's good enough. I was actually downloading it last night to my computer, and my computer wouldn't take it. It kind of rejected it, so I had to redo it in the morning. And now it takes it. It's the same way as what I did last night, so I don't know why it didn't take it last night, but it didn't. But it did today. It's on my computer and ready to go. I got to get the rest of my tractor maintenance videos up. I got one coming up tonight for you guys. Hope you guys will see it, but I don't know. Actually, it's pretty late. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock, so I better get in and get one put up, and then I think we should be good. But yeah, so if you guys can find me a power cord for the welder, let me know. I want a good brand. I don't want a cheap brand. I want a good brand. So if you guys can find me something good, if you guys can, I'll buy it, and then we'll have him put the power in. And then we'll be done. Then we'll be done, I guess. So, because I got power back here, then that's all I need. So, oh yeah, another thing is too, quick here before I end this video. You guys remember when I was working on this cultivator, or this tiller? See that wheel there with that shiny nut? I had lost that nut. Well, I found it, boys. But that's a locking nut, so I'm going to leave it on. It was actually in that crack there. And this was the nut, I think. Where the hell did it go? That's not it. Interesting. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. No, that wasn't. I don't think that was it. That's too shiny. Could have been it, though. It wasn't. No, because. Yeah, that was probably it, because that was not. What was on there was a non-locking nut. So, yeah, this is probably it. Yeah. So I found it anyway and shoved it in that pile. I could have put it back on, but what's the point, right? I got a locking nut on there. So, there we go. Hose reel put on. Look, I'm liking it. Keep some hose off the floor. She won't get quite as dirty now. We'll deal with the extension cord thing probably later on. So, yeah, but anyways, guys, try to find me an extension cord if you can. If you know of somebody that sells them. I don't care if it's from Harbor Freight. I don't care if it's from China. I don't really care. I just want it. Has to have the triple connectors. Has to be 150, 120 volt, and 80 amps at least. Well, yeah, 80 amps. I guess anything. Well, it could be over 80 amps too, but I think 80 amps would be good enough. And then after that, I'll call him, and we'll have him do the power stuff if we can find somebody. I might have to call from further away. Hopefully they'll take their monthly payment, you know. It is peeing out. Good times. Big times. So yeah, anyways, guys, I'm going to take off then, I guess, for today. So, I guess, have a good day and stuff. So, yeah. Alright, thanks for watching, tubes. See you guys later.